Imagine losing everything you love to an unstoppable force of nature. What would you do if your safe haven became a prison and survival was your only goal? In today's, we'll follow Peppa and her family as they face a terrifying flood that isolates them from the world. It's a journey of heartbreak, resilience, and the unyielding hope that keeps us alive when all seems lost. This isn't just a story. It's a reflection of how quickly life can change and the strength we find when everything is stripped away. Stay with us until the end to uncover their powerful message about survival and family. Before we dive into this emotional journey, take a moment to like, comment, and share this video. Your support helps us share meaningful stories like this with the world. And don't forget to let us know in the comments, how would you stay strong in the face of such overwhelming challenges? Once upon a time, in a quiet countryside where rolling hills kissed the horizon, Peppa and her family lived in a cozy red-roofed house. The family of four, Peppa, her little brother George, and their parents, Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig, loved their simple, happy life. Their days were filled with laughter, muddy puddles, and the warmth of home. But one fateful evening, the skies turned angry. Dark clouds loomed overhead, swallowing the sunlight. The wind whispered ominously through the trees, and rain began to fall in relentless sheets. At first, it was exciting for Peppa and George. They pressed their snouts against the windows, giggling at the heavy drops racing down the glass. They didn't yet understand the danger that was creeping closer. By midnight, the rain showed no signs of stopping. The once lush meadows surrounding their home had transformed into a vast, muddy swamp. The nearby stream, usually a gentle trickle, swelled into a raging torrent. Peppa's family huddled together in the living room, listening to the howling wind and the pounding rain on the roof. "We'll be fine," Daddy Pig reassured them, though his voice trembled ever so slightly. "The water won't reach us here." But the water did. By dawn, it had seeped under the doors, soaking the floors. Mummy Pig moved everyone to the second floor, bundling them in blankets to keep warm. Through the window, they saw their garden vanish beneath the murky flood. The swing, the treehouse, everything they loved was swallowed whole. The rain continued for days. With no power, the house was plunged into darkness, lit only by flickering candles. Food grew scarce. The cheerful snacks Peppa loved, chocolate cake, spaghetti, and jelly, were long gone, replaced by cold canned beans and stale crackers. George cried often, frightened by the endless storm. Peppa tried to stay brave for him, but her heart ached. She missed the sunshine, her friends, and the comforting routine of their old life. Daddy Pig, usually full of jokes, sat silently by the window, staring out at the endless water. One night, as the family tried to sleep, they heard a loud creak. The house, battered by days of relentless water, groaned as if in pain. Daddy Pig sprang to his feet. "We have to move to the attic," he exclaimed, gathering what little they had left. Trapped in the attic, the family felt more isolated than ever. The water had reached the roofline, lapping hungrily at the edges. Peppa clutched George tightly as he whimpered in her arms. "Will we ever get out, Mummy?" she asked softly. Mummy Pig stroked her daughter's cheek, her own eyes glistening with tears. "We have to believe we will, Peppa. We have to hold on." Days passed, and hope faded with each sunrise. The family grew weaker, their voices quieter. Peppa stopped asking questions. Even George stopped crying. Silence filled the small attic, broken only by the sound of water slapping against the house. On the sixth day, just as despair had fully taken hold, a faint sound pierced the stillness, the distant hum of a motor. Peppa's ears perked up. "What's that?" she whispered. The sound grew louder. Daddy Pig climbed to the tiny attic window and squinted into the horizon. There, cutting through the endless expanse of water, was a rescue boat. "They've found us!" he shouted, his voice cracking with relief. The family waved desperately, their hearts pounding with a mixture of joy and exhaustion. The boat drew closer, and rescuers reached out to pull them aboard. As they were wrapped in warm blankets and given food and water, Peppa looked back at their house, now half submerged. It was no longer the cheerful home it had been, but a haunting reminder of their ordeal. Though they survived, Peppa's family was never the same. The flood had taken more than their belongings. It had stolen their sense of safety and the carefree joy they once shared. As they rebuilt their lives, Peppa often found herself gazing at the sky, wary of clouds that might turn dark. The laughter returned, but it was softer, tinged with the memory of what they had endured. Their story was one of survival, but it was also a reminder of how fragile life could be. And though the floodwaters receded, the scars it left behind would never truly fade. Thank you for your watching. See you in the next updated videos. Bye-bye.